And then since I'm talking about Attack of the Clones, which is hated also because of Hayden Christensen's performance and the dialogue, which I'll get into later. But first I want to talk about Hayden Christensen, man. Hayden Christensen, his performance is supposed to parallel the performance of James Dean. You know, and I don't know why people can't see this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he hits it on the nail so impeccably. You know, and it's like, how can you not see this? You know, and you know, when I actually think about it, I know why people don't see this. It's because they probably don't even know who the hell James Dean is. You know what I'm saying? Go watch East of Eden or Rebel Without a Cause. And when you see him whining, and when you see him complaining and all that, you know, it's like, do people say, oh, he was whining and I hate it, I can't stand it? Nah, man. James Dean's performance is revered, man. Go watch that. As a matter of fact, I got a clip of some of James Dean's stuff right here.
Right? You're not listening to me! You're involved in this just like I am. Now, I'm going to the police and I want to tell them I'm involved in this tonight. I don't want...
Did anyone see you there? Did anyone see your license plate?
I don't know.
What about the other boys? Do you think they'll go to the police?
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Why should you be the only one involved?
Well, far be it for me to tell you what to do. It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
Everybody says that, you know, Hayden Christensen was a whiny little bitch, whatever. You know, dude, let me ask you a question. How were you when you were a teenager? All teenagers are whiny and self-centered. I don't care who you are, you know. And it's like, when you watch James Dean's performance, that was so great about his performance of Rebel Without a Cause. It captured that juvenile delinquency so much. It was so great, you know what I mean? And it's like, and Hayden Christensen did the same thing. And what happens? He gets all this condemnation and criticism. Oh, he made Darth Vader into a bitch. But like I said, how were you when you were a teenager? I mean, it's like, and it's talking about the whining and the complaining. What about Luke in Empire Strikes Back, man? When he meets Yoda for the first time and he's in Yoda's home and he's like, we're wasting our time! You know, it's like, how come nobody said, oh man, Luke was acting like a whiny little bitch in that scene, man? You know, it's like, no, you know, but that's the parallel. That's why Hayden was directed like that.
How could you know my father? You don't even know who I am. No, I don't even know what I'm doing here. We're wasting our time.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
And, you know, and then people complain about the romance, you know, the dialogue between Padme and Anakin. But you guys swear that the dialogue between Arwen and Aragon was so Shakespearean. And you guys swear that the dialogue between Neo and Trinity was so, you know, perfect. It's like, man, you know, I recollect the days when I was a teenager, man, and I said some pretty, you know, let me just say, wishy-washy stuff in my time, man. So, but that's the point, man. This is the age of the character, Anakin. You know what I mean? It's like, you guys don't get it, man. It's like, Lucas is deep into the mythology, and he's really deep into philosophy. I mean, everyone knows that his old trilogy, you know, derived a lot from Joseph Campbell's books, especially A Hero with a Thousand Faces, you know. But I think the prequels, you know, they're more, you know, leaning towards like Eastern philosophy because it deals with attachment, you know, like the Tao Te Ching, you know, and other books like, you know, like The Mastery of Love, especially in Attack of the Clones. This book right here, this is Attack of the Clones because it deals with attachment, you know, and you know, truly finding what love is, you know. And I think a lot of people don't see that, you know. And one scene that I thought was really powerful in Attack of the Clones was when, you know, Anakin is talking about how he confuses compassion for an encouragement to love romantically. You know, he says, you know, compassion is essential to a Jedi's life. So in other words, you could say that we are encouraged to love. But that's not true. But I could totally see how a teenager, you know, especially at that age, someone who's sworn to sworn to a specific kind of life, like a monk or something, can confuse that, especially if he's, you know, in love. You know what I mean? And if you guys really want to know, if you guys really get around to it, I know a lot of people don't like to read no more these days. You know, check out this book, The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Man, this is Attack of the Clones. If you knew what was up, you know, the dialogue wouldn't bother you. You'd find something in it. You know, I mean, and this, you know, is also touched upon in Revenge of the Sith. You know, especially in that scene that I remember, that idiot RedLetterMedia, he juxtapositioned some kind of laughter on the scene when Anakin says, "You are so beautiful," to Padme. And then she says, "Only because I'm so in love." And to which he says, "No, it's because I'm in love with you." You know, but what this scene was trying to say was that, you know, it's the act of loving that brings happiness, not being loved. You know, but a lot of Western minds, you know, because they got the Western mentality, they don't pick up stuff like that. They just look at it at the surface, like, oh, it's only because of how much I'm in love with you. I mean, of course, if I don't read into it, you know, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? What the hell are they talking about? You know, it's like some of you people are such squares, man. It's like you guys really got to dig deep, man. This is Star Wars. I mean, since you guys spend so much time investing all this emotion into it, you guys should really dig deeper. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, man, the mastery of love, you know, and other things, you know, the Tao Te Ching, you know what I'm saying? I think that's, you know, the Tao, I think the Force is the Tao. I think that's where Lucas got this from, man. You know, Star Wars is deep, man. This right here could, you know, is on some Jedi stuff. Carlos Castaneda, The Wheel of Time. You know what I mean? I mean, look, right here. Boom. Just a quick passage. When a warrior makes the decision to take action, he should be prepared to die. If he is prepared to die, there shouldn't be any pitfalls, any unwelcome surprises, any unnecessary acts. Everything should gently fall into place because he is expecting nothing. He's free of attachment. Check it out, man. I'm telling you, dude. You know what I'm saying? The voice of knowledge. This is what fans got now. They got nothing but knowledge in their brain, and they forgot how to be child. They forgot how to be children, man. They lost their inner child. They just judge and judge and judge and judge. That's all they do, man. It's their problem, man. Because I love the prequels, man. I have fun. You know what I'm saying? And then also people make fun of the premonition scenes. You know, it's like the scenes where Anakin is having dreams about his mother and then having dreams about Padme. I mean, but that is important, man, because that parallels with Luke in Empire Strikes Back, man, when he has the visions of Han and Leia, you know, being killed, you know, and you know, and he feels the necessity to go save them, you know, and then Yoda's like, you know, he doesn't want him to because he doesn't want to see him go through what Anakin went through. He doesn't want him to go to turn to the dark side, man. And that's why I thought those scenes in the prequels were powerful, you know. And it's like people don't want to see that neither. They just want to see him tossing and turning in the bed and say, oh, he looks like a little bitch. It's like, oh my God, you guys are so shallow-minded, man. You know, like I said, I just want to say one thing, you know, about the dialogue. I don't know when people got it in their minds that they thought the dialogue in Star Wars was supposed to be Shakespearean. I mean, what, you know, don't you remember, you scruffy-looking nerf herder? And I was going to go to Takashi Station to pick up some power converters. I mean, this stuff was never supposed to be Shakespearean, man. I mean, like I said, I think you guys want to see The Godfather or something, man. I mean, now all of a sudden we're going to scrutinize Star Wars films for their dialogue. You know, when they first came out, we were blown away by these films. You know, and it's like people also want to complain about how Padme died of a broken heart. It's like, oh my God, man. It's like, did you forget that this is the fantasy genre? It's like all of a sudden it's got to have some kind of, you know, scientific definitive reason. All of a sudden we're, you know, this is CSI Miami. You know, it's like, man, that didn't bother me at all, man. But that's another thing that I hear complaints about. You know. And then there's also complaints about how can Leia remember her mother in Return of the Jedi. You know, I think she remembering Senator Organa's wife, her stepmother. You know, the Jimmy Smith's character, his wife. You know, because he says, do you remember your mother? Your real mother? But how does she know who her real mother is if she doesn't know that she's related to Luke? You know what I'm saying? So to her, her real mother is Senator Organa's wife. You know what I mean? So, you know, but that's a mystery. I may be wrong about that, but hey, you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me that much, man. Making movies is hard, man. It ain't easy. You know, to shoot a 5-minute scene takes like 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes, man. And I think that it's just lastly, when I want to conclude, you know, you guys think that the Star Wars films were complete failures, but look, I just want to show you guys something. This right here is my film history book. I already passed these classes, you know what I mean? Everything. And I was going through this book, you know, and I found something really interesting in here, man. I found a whole 3 pages dedicated to the Star Wars prequel films. And I was blown away, man. I was like, I mean, there's some films in here that deserve to get a whole chapter and only get a paragraph. And the Star Wars prequel films get like 3 pages, man. And you read why, and it's because of their contributions to film. You know, the technology aspects, you know. I mean, that's not all it talks about too. I mean, it goes into, you know, the story as well, you know. And I was surprised because I thought these films were hated, you know. And I was like, wow, these films actually contributed something positive to the film medium. Unlike that stupid idiot Red Letter Media who won't contribute nothing except negativity and criticism. I mean, that right there, you know, that goes a long way. I mean, the prequel films, you know, paved the way for digital cinema. I know all these people hate CGI, but hey, man, get over it. That's the future. Get over it. And as I conclude this, I just want to tell Star Wars fans, you guys need to lighten up, man. You guys really lost your inner child and have become nothing but judgmental, bitter, old farts. Like, that's why I just keep it to myself. I keep it to myself, man, because it's like, it's worse than the Republicans and Democrats. You guys are worse than the Tea Party. You guys are just so hateful, man, and so neurotic. It's like you guys don't enjoy anything. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's mine, man. You know, you guys need to open up your hearts again. Find that childlike heart. Stop judging. Stop gossiping. It seems like that's the only way people, you know, adults can like communicate with each other anymore. Through gossiping and through emotional poison. And you know, and that seems to be the only way that old school Star Wars fans can relate to. Oh, I hate the prequels. Oh, I hate this. It's like, man, I gotta travel to the farthest corners of the internet to find somebody that liked the prequels as much as me, man. You know, but hey, man, that's not my loss. That's yours.